Hey there, we're in this book again. You know the drill. If you don't, go watch this playlist, whichever side it's going to be on. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Today's quote comes from page 50, and it says, "Sometimes healing consists of sitting in coffee shops and writing the years from your mind. Sometimes healing is laughing until you cry. It is kissing your friends' faces and being moved and inspired by your life. And sometimes healing is rest. It is hiding from the world. It is having everything inside of you be still and quiet and eerily bare. Sometimes healing feels like nothing at all, like you are a silhouette of hope and hurt at the same time. Do not fight it. Whatever your healing looks like today, whatever it consists of, just allow it to be what it is. Just take care of yourself." I specifically want to talk about the first sentence. Sometimes healing consists of sitting in coffee shops and writing the years from your mind. This is something that my previous counselor actually had me do, was to write a letter to the person that I was angry with, that hurt me, and tell them everything I wanted to say, and then burn that letter. And that honestly was really helpful for me, because getting all those words and emotions out onto a physical object and then destroying it, it sounds super cliche and weird, but it actually helped my brain kind of close that file, if you will. Obviously, it's not something that you'll never think about it again, but it just really helped to kind of say all the things that I'd been wanting to say, so I could stop saying all those things to him in my mind. I could stop having angry conversations with him in my head, and it kind of helped me confront all the feelings that I had towards him, because I never had the chance to confront him about what he did. So getting to do that in the form of this letter that I would never send brought a certain amount of closure, if you will, because I had been holding on to bitterness and anger towards him for 15 years. And that is not healthy. Obviously, it is still wrong what he did, and it's still painful, and I'm still dealing with the effects of it, but I don't feel quite so angry and quite so bitter towards him. Another thing that really helped was reframing it in my mind that it wasn't him that hurt me, it was the devil working through him. Because for the other 10 years that I knew him and was close with him, he was really sweet to me and really a good grandfather figure in my life. And, sometimes that's bothered me that he was able to conscience still being friends with me after what he did. But I'm not terribly upset, because it was really helpful for me to have his influence in my life and have that grandfather figure. Obviously, now that I've processed what happened, I don't really want to see him again, but I don't have to harbor that bitterness and resentment towards him in my heart anymore. And it took me several years. I think I remembered what happened when I was about 14. I remembered. So it'd been about 11 years since it happened. And it took me 4 or 5 years to fully realize what happened. And then there were a couple years there that were really dark as I was processing through it and getting some counseling and just coming to terms with it. But I feel like I'm on the other side of that now, and I don't feel that intense anger inside of me when I talk about it or think about it now. So I guess I just want to encourage you, if you have something really difficult in your past that you're trying to figure out how to deal with and trying to figure out how to forgive whoever might have hurt you, maybe try writing a letter to them and burning it. However many pages you need, however strong of language you need. I know it's not necessarily something I should be condoning, but that was really helpful for me to just say whatever I needed to say in whatever language I needed to use to properly convey the depth of emotion and pain that I felt. So just get it out of your heart and out of your mind and onto a piece of paper. And that, I know it sounds super cliche and weird, but it's honestly true. Getting it physically out helps so much. And then also destroying it, it really feels like, okay, I've said what I needed to say. Like, I dealt them the justice that I felt like I needed. And that was really helpful in my journey to healing. And as always, if you want someone to talk to and you feel like no one else understands, you don't have to tell me what happened, but if you just want to talk about how you feel, what you're going through, trying to heal from it, my DMs are always open. I am not a counselor, I am not a therapist, but I have been there and I do know what it's like to some extent, and I'm always here if you need someone to talk to. I know this was a bit heavier of a video, but I hope that it was encouraging to someone, and if you try this and you find that it really helps, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in another video.